Welcome back to the Lysa P100% walkthrough. In this video, we're going to be making our way through Krat Central Station. I mentioned this at the end of the previous video, but make sure you have gone back to the hotel and talked to Belle so that you have the side quest that we will complete in this section. That's very, very important. A lot of people miss that. So if you don't have that side quest and you just jumped right to this video, just want to make sure to warn you, go talk to Belle at the hotel and then come back. Now there are pods that drop with the guys. Let's just see that. I need to remember these are the ones that explode. Show that real quick. This is a shortcut that will unlock towards the very end of the level that lets us get back to the Stargazer really easily. And you can see there are a couple of the pods. And then we've got the guy wanting to run at us and grab us. Make sure not to get afflicted with decay. If you look here, this is similar to the section we did in the Lorenzini arcade, right? So there's platforms A and B that we just did to make our way to this thing, but you can actually see that down here. We can get a nice backstab on this guy. Take this out real quick. So that we're okay now. Then this guy likes to do a range thing. We'll let him spit one more time. Oh, now we're gonna patient smash. I'll just heal up the weapon here in a minute. Decay is not something to be overly concerned about. We got the quartz. Get this loot. And then once you have all that, climb back up. Heal up our weapon. This level is quite easy and forgiving as far as shortcuts. So if you need to use a lot of pulse cells, it's totally fine. So then, there's another platform we want to look at. So the other door we'll be opening is the shortcut here, which is kind of the halfway point of the level. We could plunge attack this guy. Oh. I could actually show you what it looks like when they grab you, I suppose. But it's just so gross, I don't want to do it. He'll drop back down. It's kind of silly that he's up there. There's this guy to get. He did end up dropping back down. Remember, these guys do 3 or 4 hits. Can't remember if there was anything else down here. Or if there were any cars we could walk through. One more quick, there we go. In here, if I recall correctly, there's a guy waiting to ambush us around one of these corners. So you can see that there's a guy there. This is one of those puppets that crawls on the ground, but because they've been corrupted, they now also have a move where they kind of spit tentacles. So I think they tend to do it twice and then relax, but that you'll want to back away when they do that. Let's trigger the ambush. So I'm kind of taking care of these other guys before dealing with the really nasty one that hasn't triggered. These guys are, it's just super dangerous. They're actually the most dangerous enemies in the level. Not the big ones, these little tiny things. So we got a little bit of stuff to get there. So you actually throw. Get rid of the decay. It's another way to do it. Get radiant ergo fragment. And we'll run back out of the decay area. This is where we came out. So watch this puppet. Ooh, that's not right. It's just one of those like starter puppets from the beginning of the game, but he has been infected. Still kind of doing the same move. I think they have a little tentacle move too, though. Can't remember. Let's go back up here. And now this is the first shortcut. So if you did need a few more pulse cells, if you used a bunch doing that section, what you would do, I'll show you. It's just, this is where we ran across the beam. Just run back all the way down there and then into the room, and that's where our stargazer is. But we still have 7 pulse cells, so I'm comfortable just continuing. Oh, fortunate. Oh, terrible. I thought he would come in and he didn't. So we wasted our patient smash. This guy's so annoying. In fact, that wiped us out of so many pulse cells that I'm actually going to have to go over here. Yeah, I forgot that guy likes to just stay at range, so completely whiffed the patient smash there. And we also want to avoid these, avoid all of these things that want to drop on us. No! Do I actually have to go all the way? Is there no way back up? Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. Well, we're farming ergo, everyone. Gonna waste a few minutes here. Oh, we gotta go all the way through this ambush. Maybe I can run. Maybe I can just kind of run through. I don't really need to fight anything. Alright. I'm going to use the Fable Catalyst so that we'll have a patient smash again. No. Oh, good grief. I've created a really horrible situation for myself here. This is really ridiculous. How many enemies can I manage? let's lure some of them out. This is some comedy right here. Wonder if he could even... Okay, we've got one of those horrible puppets. This is... I'm giving you a lesson in how not to do this level. And I've even forgotten which way is forward. Let's see. Where's the door? I'm not actually a fan of this section, in case you couldn't tell. I thought there was isn't the way forward. All right, well, I'm completely lost. Oh, there it was. That's right. We go through here, up the stairs. Oh, hey! This guy never joined his friends. Well, if nothing else, this is entertaining. Oh. Okay. The big guy is just like, what are you even doing here? Just waiting for us. Oh, we got one of the K1 enemies. Alright. So this guy spews acid, but we want to get close enough. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. Now we're gonna patient smash. Finally! Alright. Heal up our weapon. World's longest Krat Central Station run. Now we want to come down here. Quickly clear this platform. Oh, in hindsight, maybe I should have just puppet stringed to that guy. I'm gonna stay on top of our weapon. I'm preserving my purification ampules. There's a guy here. Get this loot. And then get out of all of this. Or just hit it. See, our weapon is in trouble. We're gonna fix that. Use the cube. Which I like to do if I'm like at 75-80% health. Alright. Now we've got a really, really big enemy here that we're going to fight. We knocked him down with an initial puppet string hit. Now we're going to patient smash. Got our stagger. guy's really beefy. That gets you the Murderer Puppets Amulet. So that is similar to the Carcass Butcher and Puppet Destroyer Amulet, but that is for humans. So we can show that. We're equipping Carcass Butcher right now because we're fighting carcasses, but this is what we'll use against human bosses and humans. So it's going to be the ladder up. But first we're going to run into here. And this should look familiar. Look, this is where we picked our starting weapon. So this is where we woke up originally. Where we did this long, slow walk down this hallway. Here's the chair where we woke up. But now, check this out. There's a secret area behind where we woke up.
We are... Yes, behind the train car where you woke up. Wait, what is this?
So we actually are allowed to mess around with our Legion arm and upgrading weapons back here. So we've got a little workshop. Still no full moon stone, though, so. And here's a letter from Simon Manus. And then all the way back here is the safe. We'll get the brake cartridge. 60% slightly heavy. I'll live with it. Game wants us to have 1,000,000 capacity. Get all the way back out. So you have this whole giant arena to fight that big guy in. Just making sure I didn't leave behind any little piece of loot. Oh yeah, just to show this. So there's the station. You know, that was the start where we first got our pulse cells. And then we'll head up this ladder. So we can kind of make our way over here. This will be the way forward down the stairs. But here's our shortcut. For those of us who managed to fall and do all sorts of ridiculous shenanigans, this stargazer is right here so that I can recover from my incompetence. And then you can just go right back through. It's a very forgiving area, as you can see. And then down here, you're going to see an enemy in there. Don't just run in and attack them. You want to talk to them.
I'm a human. Just a soldier. Are you a stalker? Name's
So this is Bell's partner.
Krat militia. The suburbs are sealed off.
I'm not sure if it's deliberate, but you should see he's turned into a hideous beast, and her name is Bell, who is the main character of Beauty and the Beast. So I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but that's always what I think of, that maybe it's another fairy tale reference.
If if you meet someone named Bell in the city, tell her Atkinson died. A soldier.
So now we get this letter that we can deliver to Belle to complete her quest. And now we're going to put him out of his misery, which is now safe to do because we got the letter. But we're not going to tell Belle we killed her friend. Now over here, this is the way forward through there, but over here there are a lot of those little crawly tentacle puppets. A whole horde of them, in fact. So I find it best to kind of back away. Oh, there's just one here. So you can kind of see what that looks like. They have both the close range tentacle attack, and then they have the long range, and then they do this thing where they lunge at you with the perfect guard. Attack needs to be perfect guarded. So I try to just be kind of cautious. Oh, yes, they're just awful. It's just very hard to get, you know, our sort of normal strategy of hit things with the booster glaive and the charge is hard because they do that tentacle thing or they lunge at you. I'm all out of stamina. Wait for recharge. This guy vibrating. Not sure what that's about. I think there's one more puppet who probably didn't come with the rest. Yep. Oh, it's awful. Let's just get him out. See, it's like right when you want to try to do the charge attack, he hits you with something that cuts it off, interrupts it. Alright. And all of that for the loot. I think it's Master Chef's. So if you like the idea of pretending like you're chopping vegetables while you're killing things, you can equip that. It's basically a chef's cleaver. Alright, and here we have the way forward. You can see there, piece of loot out in the open, hole in the ceiling above. Could there be an ambush? Yeah, least shocking thing ever. And then there's a second ambush, I think. Oh, maybe not. I can't remember. There is definitely another enemy up here. Yep. One of those that likes to grab you. Which I've managed to actually avoid this whole playthrough, so you haven't seen it. But you know, if you want to do it to yourself, you can. Get your brain sucked. So now you can go over here and see what, there's the hole. There's a bit of loot up here. Now, through here, you can kind of see him standing there. That's a humanoid boss, human boss. So what we are going to do is equip our new murder puppet, because that's what we want to use against this guy. And we're going to go ahead and do our fire.
You lost, little lamb. Hand over all you got.
Get him with puppet string, and then patient smash him as he's getting up. Now get our stagger. And as he's getting up, charge R2. Oh, he backed away. He does this move where he throws something at you if you're at range. So you saw how I just kind of perfect guarded it. Oh, I don't have my pulse cells equipped. Okay, there we go. You can see he's really like most humans, he's not really a big deal. There, see how I guarded that? The normal way to punish that is to backstab him.
I don't want to die.
Okay, so he's kind of a joke with our build.
Belly. That's not so wrong.
And we get his outfit. Let's look through there. That's the Stargazer we're wanting to get to. We are now making our way backwards through the original level that we were playing at the very start of the game. Can you think about how much you've grown since then? So see, remember, this is where we came down these stairs, and in this room we just fought this guy in was the room where we fought our very first elite. This is where we learned to fatal, we were fatal attacking this one guy, and then over there we fatal attacked the other guy. When the game was doing its little tutorial. This is where we got the note that warned us about the puppet. This guy's a little tougher. But just keep swinging. Won't attack. So see, we're going backwards all the way to the beginning. There's a butterfly, gold butterfly. This is where we first learned about attacking from behind. Remember, this was where we saw our very first gunman, and there was that restroom there where we learned about how you could be ambushed. So we will check out the bathroom again because there's probably loot in there. Oh, and an enemy. Kind of a fun callback because it's kind of the same puppets we were dealing with before, but now they've been corrupted. And now we'll be back in that main hallway, and this is the way forward to... Remember, this was when we were heading for the Parade Master. But now there's a Stargazer here. So you can see, remember, we first woke up, got out of the car, came through this door, got our pulse cells here. So it's kind of cool the way they reused the level. Now before we head back to the hotel, there's a Trinity Sanctum here, and remember, because the second Trinity Sanctum doesn't really have any important loot other than like a costume, doesn't have any power gain, we skipped it, and that means we're not having to backtrack, we've got a Trinity key. Turn on a lamp so we can see in here. Read whatever crazy stuff has been written on the wall. Crazy stuff has been said here. And then open up our safe. And we get Carrier's Amulet +1. We are actually slightly heavy, but let's see how we do once we level up. So this will be the way forward into collapsed Krat eventually, but let's go back and level up and talk to Belle. And this is another opportunity to tell a lie.
Good to see you. I was getting worried waiting this long. The situation here seems to be getting worse. Soldiers like me are blunt. So give it to me straight. Is my partner safe?
So we won't tell her he became a monster. We'll just give him a noble death, say he died fighting a puppet.
Atkinson's handwriting on the letter. When we came to Krat, I never thought it would end like this. Sometimes you meet people who make you believe they'll always be with you. But a life can be snuffed out at any moment. I need to stay alive to notify others of his death. But it feels like something inside me has died as well. Anyway, I appreciate knowing what happened. I mean it.
Now we get a record.
Whatever choice you make.
Look at all this ergo. Should be enough to get another
Whatever
level.
choice you make.
It's got these 28. Now we're gonna take technique to 28. Since we're stuck here listening to records, let me show you the Master Chef. Now with so many weapons, it's actually difficult to find things. Master Chef. Yes, chef. There it is. Master Chef is technique. Handle. It's kind of hilarious. It's literally just like a chef's cleaver. And that's the charged. You kind of do this sequence of slashes. The Fable art of the handle is your big monk. Oh, it actually only spins one. So you can do it rapidly. Anyway, pretty cool. Like I said, you can win the game with any weapon you want. You can play with any of these things. They're all viable. So we have the Carrier's Amulet +1, which we can equip. And you can see that just gives us a staggering amount of weight. We went down to 47%. We got a quartz, so go spin that. We're working to get another amulet slot. And once we have that, we can just leave a carrier amulet in one of the slots and still have 3 other amulets. So we actually are finally going to unlock that, okay. So we've done attack type, and we have done item type. So our choices are ability type, or defense type. Let's see what we've got here. Recover some of guard regain as HP when a perfect guard is successful. And then we've also got lower guard regain reduction. I'm going to do this since we like the perfect guard when possible. You should get the Extreme Potential Trophy for unlocking Phase 5. So just to go over the Phase 5 moves, you can get yet another cube use if you're playing Spectre. You can add a Legion Arm slot if you want. I've never found this particularly useful just because you know, I usually just stick with puppet string. This is great. You can increase the staggerable window and retain guard regain 2. So I actually like increased special grindstone uses as the next thing to go for, because it gives you a grindstone use in phase 1 and then you can buff again in phase 2. So I really like that. I think perfect guard causes stiffness is good, and if we go all the way back over here, retain guard regain 1 is really good. You would certainly go for retain guard regain 1 over 2, because you only have to spend 2 quartz to get it completed. But I think what we'll go for next with our next 3 quartz is to increase special grindstone uses. But now you can see, because I have the extra amulet slot, I can now put carcass butchers back on, because we're going to be dealing with carcasses. So this is nice. We now have no capacity issues, and we still have 3 amulets. Eventually our capacity will get so high that we will be able to equip 4 amulets and get rid of the carriers, but for now that's what we'll do. And we got through our record while we were doing all that. So we can head back to the Krat Central Station lobby. There's a lot of formidable enemies here, if you look. I mean, this guy is actually... Whoop! Trying to go for this guy. So you just want to be very cautious moving through this area. Remember, this was the original plaza we came out into, only there are a lot tougher enemies here now, aren't there? Use puppet string to separate things. We got a dog. And now this guy we're going to patient smash. And into a charged, which will get the stagger. Remember, this is the same kind of enemy that was wandering the hallway in Lorenzini's. There were a couple of them together in Lorenzini's arcade. Yep, puppet over here. So you don't want to move too quickly, because this whole area is just filled with enemies. So we just want to take it slow. Use lock on to find enemies. And there's a lot of loot to get. See, the statue's been knocked over. Another one of those tougher enemies, but we can just keep swinging. Oh, there you got to see his tentacles. So yeah, that's what those policemen do. They can do that sort of tentacle sweep. So you can see there's a chest over there. Guarded by a powerful enemy that we're gonna patient smash. I'm always tempted to yell patient smash whenever I do this. So get him to come out. Alright, here we go. Patient smash! Oh no, unfortunate! Oh, unfortunate! We whiffed it. So this was one of the. This is the enemy, the very first one that had the fatal attack. Or sorry, Fury attack. Our very first perfect guard enemy. Only now he's been buffed. You see, he's still carrying the same weapon. I'm not gonna lie. I usually smash this guy, so I don't really even know what moves he has. Oh, he has a surprise before he staggers. Oh no! Oh no! Was I too slow? No, we got it. Yeah, this is my first time using the big pipe wrench, so I wasn't quite sure there how to time that. And that gets you the coil and the old arrowhead. See if we can find that right here. Motivity. Shows to you. Even the R1 is slow. Look at that. It's just a light attack. Oh, big bonk, big overhead bonk for the R2. And I'll show Fable Arts at some other point. I don't want to spend my Fable. So remember, this was the way forward when we were going to the Parade Master. And these guys will actually do disruption, which is what you gotta watch out for. They'll do clouds like that. And they'll leap at you. But they're pretty weak. The trick to watch out for is when you have several of them, try to take them on one at a time. Don't walk into the clouds like that. Clouds of poop, because that's disruption poop. So we're being forced down a different route now. This is no longer how we went at the beginning of the game. So we're going to see some new parts of... See, we got a big enemy here. We're going to run up and patient smash. Into a charge. Oop. See, this guy does a bunch of stabs. We should get the stagger here in a minute. There it is. No. I admit, I'm really not that familiar with these guys' moves. And we get a Legion plug so that we are able to craft a new Legion arm. And there's a guy here. Oh, you finally get to see it. Isn't that gross? So that's what it looks like when you get grabbed by one of those guys. Which I totally did on purpose, just to demonstrate to you what it looked like, because we hadn't seen it yet. Yes, totally was, totally wasn't me just walking into him like an idiot. Alright, and that finishes the Krat Central Station area, and next we're going to be moving through the collapsed city of Krat. Or just collapsed Krat. There's a guy to talk to up here, if I remember correctly.
I don't suppose you'd like to buy anything? Sorry. I've been on my own so long, my sales pitch is a little rusty. Hard to engage in trade when you're fleeing from monsters. Even if the abnormal has become normal, the living must live. Buy something, and you'll help both of us.
So what we want to get here is the military shovel blade. And then we have new converters of each type. I'm just going to grab the one with the highest physical damage reduction. Since I don't tend to min-max resistances to things, I haven't found that it really matters that much. There is a Legion caliber here, which is really great to get. So should have enough ergo to
Buy something.
and that should be all we need to get here. If you want to, you can buy these. You can come back and get them. See a cool cutscene, and this is collapsing Krat. Not collapsed, collapsing. Hasn't fully collapsed yet. But we're going to break this up into another session, so in the next one we'll make our way through collapsing Krat. And until then, see you next time.